Okay, folks, this reminds me of a place nearby, not far from where I used to live and was brought up here in Sydney. We'll see if we can make this one turn up a treat, even though it looks a bit challenging. Let's see how we go with it. Let's see. Yeah, it's the King's birthday weekend. We've got the long weekend, Mondays off here in old Sydney town, and I think it's all across Australia as well. But basically, I don't celebrate anything, folks, not Christmas, not Easter, or anything. I just use these days to demo, to make more demos. I prioritise my demos over almost anything. And that's what we're photocopying. Roseville, I think it says Golf Club, broken pencil, crushed pencil. And yeah, Roseville is like near where I used to be brought up, in the suburb of what's called Forestville. And I was brought up there, and I spent most of my life there, and Roseville was on the way to a neighbouring suburb known as Chatswood. And Chatswood was indeed a great place to grow up as a budding young photocopier artist when I was really young, and I used to call Chatswood photocopier land because, for obvious reasons. It had heaps of equipment, heaps of shops that had photocopiers, from photocopying shops to a library to chemists and a newsagent. I don't know if I used the news. Yeah, there was a newsagent there that had one. Yeah, that I utilised back then. So they were all over the place. There were photocopying bureaus. There were all sorts of places. Now it's just there are 3 places that have them. There's one at the newsagent that I can't go to anymore because they don't want me to use the photocopier myself. The coin box doesn't work, and they don't want me videoing there. And I've got Officeworks and Chatswood Library. So I've still got 2 places in Chatswood that I can still utilise. And that looks really quite interesting, actually. I think we're going to move it down a bit. Going to pivot a bit further. But Roseville is indeed just a neighbouring suburb to Chatswood on what was then only reachable by Forest Coach Line bus, the old private buses that we used to have. The green and white buses. They were like, yeah, private buses. And I used to go to Killarney Heights High School from the year 1985 till 1989. That was when I was there, and that one's come up looking quite a treat. I do wonder if maybe we could lift the lid on this or leave it like that. Looks a bit wishy-washy there. Maybe darken it. But basically, yeah, I used to go to high school in what was Killarney Heights High School. I didn't enjoy high school. It was horrible. It was full of teasing and bullying and shit, and I never felt happy. And I had undiagnosed disabilities, such as an intellectual disability that occurred when I was at birth, when I was coming out of mum's body. And basically I had a cord around my neck, and I came out feet first. And basically I had the oxygen starved and cut off, and it fucked up my head. I think mainly the hippocampus and the short-term memory were severely wrecked because I couldn't learn very efficiently. And if I found it really difficult to learn, I'd scream as a child, I can't do it, it's too hard. And that was my way of letting you know, look, I've just blown a circuit breaker, folks. Leave me alone. Stop forcing me to learn this shit, without using that kind of language or thinking that at the time. But basically, yeah, I just had trouble. And I got treated, and I also believe I have high functioning autism, which of course they didn't even have a classification for that. So that went under the radar, and it's still under the radar with the intellectual disability. So I got teased and bullied, and I got treated like shit because of I don't consider the high functioning autism or Asperger's a problem anymore. I consider it an asset for this work that I'm doing, but it wasn't good at school, and I haven't been diagnosed, so don't quote me. I still haven't been diagnosed with these conditions. I have to wait until I get tested for them, and I've got this the wrong way. I forgot to switch it to mirror image. So I'm hoping that when I get in touch with my partner Luigi, I'll be able to get tested for these disabilities. I have another disability that has been diagnosed. It has been diagnosed, but I can't talk about it because it carries with it shameful stigma, and I don't want to talk about it. I don't feel I'm ready to talk about it, but it's what's given me my Centrelink benefit and my social housing and my job at an Australian disability enterprise, or what would be called a sheltered workshop in the old days, and that's come up looking quite interesting. I again forgot to switch on the mirror image. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to work with it like that. Or maybe, damn it, what have I done? I just fucked it up. But basically, I don't want to be I don't want my disability to upend my future. I basically want to concentrate on what I'm talented at, and that is using the photocopier as an art tool. And I want to become a famous artist. I want to make money and be self-sufficient. I want to get off Centrelink so I'm no longer a burden on the taxpayer, and I can earn more money to make more art and have art exhibitions and all that. I have never had an art exhibition, and my work currently resides in storage, in boxes and on shelves in my unit, and it's just really a waste of talent. And my undiagnosed and diagnosed disabilities, I don't want to give them fucking reign over my life much longer, so I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 to get this stuff out there. So I'm trying my best to present it as well as I can in these rather difficult situation here, with this bed being my display surface, and that's come up looking, I don't know if I like it. It's a bit experimental, but I think we can now call this demo quits.